Cadet 13 was the nightmare of quadrants 8 and 9, 3 long solar cycles. 13 ruled the barracks with his claws, sharp mind, and endless rage. He was born from the Krell Dominion's warrior broods, where only the strongest survived. Could slice through titanium walls. His tail could break bones with a single swing. His saliva was so toxic that 2 sectors had banned it as a chemical weapon. No one in the Galactic Academy dared to challenge him, not even the instructors. One time he hissed at a training officer who yelled too loud. The instructor backed away and even apologized to him. 13 was a terror. He was proud of it. Every night he played cruel games with other cadets. He crept into dark barracks, stole sleep masks, and scratched walls so others woke up in fear. The entire squadron knew to stay silent and let him do what he wanted. Then, one day, a new human cadet arrived. Her name was Ji-eun. She came from Earth, and she looked weak. She was small. She had no sharp claws, no armored skin, no psychic powers. She wore a simple black uniform. Her soft skin showed bruises from the gravity shift during her transport. Everyone thought she would break on her first day, but Ji-eun wasn't alone. Walking beside her was a small creature with soft brown fur. It was a cat. A cat that moved with quiet steps and watched everything with golden eyes. The cat's name was Schroinger. The other cadets started whispering the moment Ji-eun walked into the barracks. Why did she have a cat? Emotional support animals were rare in the Academy. But stranger still, the Academy's database had no record of this cat. Its registration said only, name, Schroinger status. Emotional support animal threat level. Unknown 13 watched Ji-eun enter. He smirked. Another weakling, he thought. Didn't even look at the cat. He had seen humans before. They always cried or begged when they saw him, but they broke quickly. He expected the same from G-EU, but soon strange rumors spread. Did you see her? One cadet whispered. She doesn't blink during drills. She solved the gravity. Core puzzle? In 7 seconds? Another said. She smiled at Instructor Beak when he yelled at her. She smiled. That smile wasn't soft. It was calm, like she was never afraid. 13 didn't care about puzzles or smiles. He ruled with fear, not games. He decided he would show Ji-eun her place soon enough. That night, 13 began his usual routine. He crept through the shadows of the sleeping quarters, his tail moving slowly behind him. He slid his claws across the walls, letting the metal whine under his touch. He felt powerful. He reached Goon's door. To his surprise, it was slightly open. He pushed it open just enough to see inside. Goon lay sleeping on her bed, her black hair spread on the pillow. Her face looked calm. At the foot of her bed sat the cat, Schroinger. The cat was awake. Its golden eyes reflected the dim blue emergency light of the barracks. Its gaze was fixed on 13.13, stepped inside, silent, 10 feet, 5 feet. The cat blinked. Suddenly, 13's HUD went black. Eye implant, which showed him information, and targets glitched. The symbols on the screen scrambled. His vision filled with static. His claws swiped at the air as he stumbled back. His breathing quickened. His heart pounded. For the first time, he felt cold. Even though the barracks air was perfectly controlled, he backed into the hall, eyes wide. The cat had not moved, simply yawned. The next morning, Ji-eun was in the mess hall. She sat quietly eating cereal. With a spoon, Schroinger was beside her on the table, calmly licking his paw. 13 entered and saw her. He looked away. His claws flexed, but he could not bring himself to face her. Other cadets noticed, that day. A young cadet named Su-min laughed at Schroinger. He called the cat ugly and weak. That night, Su-min woke up screaming. His fur had turned neon pink. Nothing he did could change it. Even the medbots failed. For 12 hours, his fur glowed in the dark. The barracks buzzed with fear. The next day, a soldier named Ji-eun threw a small stone at Schroinger during a training break. That night, he had horrible dreams of drowning in milk. Every time he tried to sleep, the dream returned. He requested transfer to a different moon before the week was over. Gu never raised her voice. She never threatened anyone. She just petted her cat softly. 13 could not accept it. He needed to prove himself again. During combat class, he stepped forward. I challenge Cadet Ji-eun, he growled. No weapons. The class gathered in a circle. Everyone waited to see what would happen. Ji-eun stepped into the middle of the ring. She stood relaxed, her hands behind her back. .13 lunged. He was fast, a blur of power and silver claws. Ji-eun didn't move. But then she whispered a single word. Schroinger. No. In an instant, 13 froze midair. His muscles locked, his vision blurred, his heart rate spiked, his venom glands fired uncontrollably. He dropped to the mat, gasping, trembling like a newborn hatchling. The class was silent. Schroinger sat in the corner of the ring, licking his paw again. 13 had lost. That night, the rumors spread faster than plasma fire. Cadets whispered that the cat could walk through walls or be in two places at once. Some said the cat stared at a hologram so hard that the hologram apologized. By the end of the week, everyone in the barracks stepped aside when Ji-eun passed. But not because they feared her. They feared the cat. 13's reign of terror was over. Cadet 13 could not sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw golden eyes staring back at him. He saw the cat, Schroinger, sitting in the darkness. He saw its eyes shining like tiny suns. He woke up gasping every hour, feeling sweat on his scales. His claws shook. He had never felt like this before. He hated it. For the first time in his life, Cadet 13 felt powerless. His pride was gone. His fear was growing. He tried to tell himself that Ji-eun was weak, that humans were soft. But every time he thought of her, he remembered the way she stood calm, hands behind her back, and the quiet words she had spoken. Schroinger, no. He had frozen at that word. His body had failed him. He had collapsed like a hatchling. He had tried to watch Ji-eun during the day. In class, in the mess hall, in the training grounds, she was quiet, focused. She helped other cadets with small tasks. She did not shout. She never showed anger. She always had her cat close by. Other cadets started to respect her. They sat near her. They asked her questions. They copied her calm ways. Some started practicing drills with more care, more thought. Discipline improved across the whole barracks. Instructors noticed, but no one dared ask why. One night, 13 decided he needed answers. He could not live like this. He would face Ji-eun, but not to fight. He needed to know what Schroinger truly was. He waited until lights out. He walked slowly down the corridor, his tail dragging on the floor. His claws clicked softly on the metal panels. He reached Ji-eun's door and knocked once. Come in, Ji-eun's voice called out, calm and clear. 13 opened the door. The room was dimly lit with a small lamp. Ji-eun sat cross-legged on her bed, reading a data tablet. Schroinger sat beside her, tail curled neatly around his paws. Da. The cat's eyes glowed in the light. .13 stepped into the room, his shoulders tense. Ji-eun looked up. She didn't smile. She waited. .13 didn't know how to start. He stood there, his mouth dry, his claws flexed and clicked. Finally he spoke. What? What is it? His voice cracked. He hated that. Ji-eun set down her tablet. She leaned forward. A little she picked up Schroinger and held him in her lap. The cat purred softly. Back on Earth, she began. Humans have old stories. Stories about creatures called familiars. 13 listened, eyes wide. Familiars are special animals. They follow certain people, witches, warriors, or lonely children. Sometimes they protect you. Sometimes they judge you. They are mysterious. They don't follow rules of science. Ji-eun looked down at Schroinger. She stroked his head gently. I don't know what Schroinger really is. He followed me home one day. My scientists scanned him, but their machine stopped working. They tried again, but every test failed. They said he should not exist. She looked up at 13. Her eyes were serious, but not cruel. No one has been able to understand him. No, you can't fight him. You can't win. I don't even know what he can truly do. A cold chill ran through 13's body. He felt the air shift. The lights flickered once, twice, then settled. Schroinger blinked slowly, eyes bright and endless. 13 made a small, soft sound deep in his throat. His tail twitched, not in anger, but confusion. He had spent his life believing strength was everything. But now, he stood in front of something that did not fit into his world of power and fear. Goon's voice was soft, but strong. I didn't come here to fight you, 13. I came to learn. I came to train. And I came because this cat chose to stay by my side. 13 looked at her, then at the cat. He saw no lies in her eyes. He saw no fear, no hate. He only saw calm. Days passed. Ji-eun continued her training. She practiced alone and with others. She helped cadets who struggled with exercises. She fixed broken equipment quietly. When instructors yelled, she listened with patience. Cadets who once feared everything learned to be braver, and 13 watched. He saw Goon lift Suman's fallen practice staff during drills. He saw her help June steady his shaking hands during a gravity test. She never asked for thanks. She never looked for praise. 13 began to see something new. Strength was not just in claws or venom. Strength was also in quiet actions, in kindness, and in calm control. One evening, the barracks lights flickered again. Schroinger walked the halls alone. He passed sleeping cadets, his soft paws silent on the metal floor. Every cadet dreamed, peacefully. Even 13 slept without fear for the first time. Rumors grew. Some said Schroinger could be in 2 places at once. Others said he knew everyone's secret fears. Some whispered the cat once stared at a hologram so hard, the hologram begged for forgiveness. But no one dared to laugh at Ji-eun or her cat ever again at morning drills. 13 stood near Ji-eun. When she entered the training grounds, he stepped aside, not because of her rank, not because he was scared of her human softness, but because he respected the quiet power that followed her. When other cadets saw this, they, too, stood straighter. They trained harder. They treated each other with more respect. Entire barracks changed. Instructors noticed the difference. But no one dared to question the new order. By the end of the cycle, Cadet 13 was still strong. He was still feared, but he was no longer arrogant. He learned there were powers in the galaxy greater than claws or venom. He learned that sometimes, the smallest creatures could carry the greatest mysteries. And he knew, deep in his heart, that in a galaxy filled with warlords and titans, only one being truly made him hesitate. And it wasn't Ji-eun. It was her cat.